Well, and the pick is in, and it is
What?
Drake London, the wide receiver out of USC. Obviously, in a second, we'll go outside and get our wide receiver's reaction to this, but Drake London becomes the first wide receiver off the board. And yes, he had incredible production, but to your point, Field, also a serious injury that derailed him last season.
Yeah, it was for those that are unfamiliar, Drake London got hurt on Halloween after playing 8 games. He was so good, though, that he ended up winning Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year despite missing those games. He's unbelievable. And I know that I'm not a huge comps guy, but the comp you hear all the time for Drake London is Mike Evans. Yeah. I think Mike's faster and plays more sudden, which he's also one of the best receivers in the NFL. But Drake London, really, really, really good in the red zone. You're going to see really good after the catch as well. And a guy that did not just like put it together. He was good throughout his USC career, has a basketball background, actually playing at USC for his freshman year. Impressive guy at the point of the catches. You keep seeing.
How many times have we hear about that basketball background on broadcast?
5,000.
Oh my
It's going to be the Ryan Fitzpatrick
yeah.
to Harvard.
Yeah, 100%.
So he's the first wide receiver off the board.
So
Let's go to our first wide receiver. Harry Douglas is outside with Spencer Hall. Harry, how you feeling, brother?
I love this pick. I was hoping he was the guy the entire time. If it wasn't going to be him, I was going to say Jameson Williams, but I wanted him first. Here's the reason why. When you look at this offense that Arthur Smith runs, that the 49ers run, that the Tennessee Titans run, that the Green Bay Packers run, all those offenses require a big physical receiver or a receiver that can go over the middle and make tough catches. That's one of the things that the Atlanta Falcons struggled with last year. Calvin Ridley was there in spurts, but when he was there, he was not the guy going over the middle making the tough catches. Drake London, for a guy to be 6'4", 210 plus pounds, the way he sinks his hips, the basketball background really shows up on the tape. He's a jump ball guy that can go up and get it. He's a red zone threat. I had the luxury this morning at 10:30 a.m. to talk to his basketball coach at USC, Andy Enfield, and he had nothing but great things to say about him. High character. He's a dog. He's a competitor, and he's a guy that you want in your locker room because he is a great locker room guy.
So you say he passes the dog test. I do have one question about that vaunted Falcons offense that we're talking about. Do you have to get open in that offense by yourself? Because that might be an issue here.
It's a play action offense.
Okay, that's good. That's good because
so it's made for a guy that's bigger bodied, lean on that corner a little bit, go across the middle, catch the football. More where you see A.J. Brown does it with the Tennessee Titans.
I'm just saying he wins on the elevator. But if it's a straight walkway, we're going to have some issues with separation here with him, and that might be a concern. That's my big concern with Drake London, because every time I saw him at USC, you went, man, that's an amazing catch, because he has 1, 2, 3, 9 dudes on him. Why has he got 9 dudes on him, right?
But I'll tell you this. One thing about the NFL, most catches are going to be contested, and when you have a guy that can make that contested catch, you got to take him. Back to you, Fitz.
You're going to let him wear 83? We putting him in the Douglas jersey?
If he wants to wear 83, he can have 83. He has my approval.
Look at that. That is the blessing from the Pope himself. We'll come back to Harry and Spencer in just a second. Mina, I know you had some thoughts on this picture.
My immediate reaction was thinking about Drake London and Kyle Pitts and them being two guys, the get off the bus intimidation factor, and then remembering the Tennessee Titans, where Arthur Smith last coached, also had the get off the bus factor, of course, with A.J. Brown and the tight ends that they had there. So, I think this does speak to the kind of offense they want to run. Harry talked about it with the play action, big-bodied pass catchers, finding ways to manufacture separation for them, not necessarily relying on them to get separation. It does make sense to me from that point.
I didn't like it. This is the first pick, I guess, since the #1 overall pick that I didn't love that much. And I think chasing what you did before could get you in trouble. You may not be able to create that. I think you build an offense around the best players that you have, rather than trying to recreate an offense with players that aren't quite, because this isn't A.J. Brown, guys. Yeah. Like, I've watched A.J. Brown play in college, and I watched Drake London play in college. And I think Spencer was more tactfully than me making this same point. Is when you watch Drake London's tape, it's not all that impressive. What is impressive about it is him catching a ball with a guy draped all over him, and that it's going to be hard to make a consistent offense out of a guy who does that.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.